The asphalt process starts and ends with a triaxle. Triaxles like you see here bring aggregate to the plant from a quarry. Triaxles also truck in millings or wrap, which is produced by milling up old roadways out on the job. What you see here are crushers and screeners that process the asphalt to the size necessary to use it in the asphalt mixture. Liquid asphalt, or AC, makes up the last component of asphalt, but we will touch on that later in the video. Before any asphalt can be produced by the plant, we must first create state-approved mix designs. Here in the QC lab, they create sample mixes by replicating the same processes as the plant, but on a smaller scale. They have all the same aggregates, wrap, and AC that the plant does when making these samples. With the equipment you see here, the QC lab produces plugs which replicate compacted asphalt.
You make these plugs and you put them in these molds. This is one we did yesterday. They sit in here like so. And then you take this mold and you put it in here. I just cleaned this. We're going to run another one later on. And then these wheels, it goes through 20,000 cycles. And it shows your rutting and whether the mix passes or fails. There's a spec of rut depth over so many cycles. And that's about it, really.
It imitates like a traffic
Yes.
running on the asphalt.
Thank you.
The plant process starts right here at the fueling station. Triaxles and other equipment like the loader need to stay fueled up because they stay busy feeding the plant throughout the entire shift.
So here we are in the control house of the Bridgeville plant. The Libra system, plant-wise, controls all of the components, all the bins, all the conveyors, the drum speed, and this is the loadout computer. And once the truck is underneath, you can set which silo that you're going to release the material from. You'll put in the truck's weight, how many tons you're looking to put in the drum or into the truck, and you will dispense it. We have cameras that monitor the bed of the truck to make sure that you're dumping into the truck and make sure you're not overloading the truck.
Now that you have a rough idea of how the plant is controlled, we will show you how it actually operates. Once the bins are loaded, the material, both aggregate and wrap, is dispensed from the bins onto conveyors and transported to the mixing drum. Once inside the drum, the material starts the drying process. After the moisture is removed, AC liquid is added to the bare stone and mixed together to create asphalt.
All of our material, our liquid AC that comes into the plant, it's offloaded here and stored into these 3 tanks. The material all comes in by truck from our local suppliers. Once the material is offloaded, it is stored and kept at the correct temperature. That way it will flow through the piping. We have a hot oil heater that is able to heat all the lines and the tanks to keep them to the right temperature. Once we are making the mix, we will select a tank to pull from. The material will be then pumped and metered into the drum to mix with the material.
Additional components that make the plant function include additives, which is dependent on the mix that you're trying to make. They are stored in totes and pumped in when necessary. The plant is also fully dependent on compressed air to run all of its actuators, cylinders, and valves.
So the electricity from the transformer from the power company comes into main 1 and main 2. It's split in this building. Main 1 will feed all of these drives. All of these drives will then drive the motors that run the conveyors, run the drum, run the drag, the transfer conveyors on top of the silos, and it makes every single wheel turn, every motor turn.
After all those processes are properly functioning together and the asphalt has made it to the silos, it's time to load the truck. Triaxles wash their bed, pull under the scales and under the silo. After being loaded, the driver will stop, grab their ticket, and then head out the gate to start the process all over again.